Essentially, a pretty girl mindset to me is a positive mindset. That's the positive, strong-minded mindset that a lot of successful women carry and hold, and that's what keeps them going, and that's what makes them a pretty girl. But we are gonna ask the panel what their definition is of a pretty girl mindset and just what their outlook is on positive thinking and how it has helped them as well. So any one of you are free to go ahead and answer and just let me know what that means to you.
I guess I can start. Well, hello everyone. To me, a pretty girl mindset is it means a peace of mind to me. One thing I found very beneficial in my life currently has been meditation. So every morning before I even step foot out of bed, I give my thanks to God, the creator, I pray, and then I go into about a 10-minute session of meditation. And when you first begin to meditate, it can seem a little overwhelming, your mind is racing, you have all of these thoughts, but for me, it sets the tone of my day. So before I go to sleep, before I wake up, meditation is key. Prayer, also taking time for myself. I do have a boyfriend, but I find it very amazing that I still go on dates alone by myself. I like to journal. I actually have my own journal called JamilahCMuhammad's Funky Cool Notebook Journal. I'm also coming out with another journal. I know I'm not really too great in the communication part when it comes to expressing my feelings, which journaling has helped me with that. And I would definitely encourage everyone, if you don't already journal, definitely try it out and let me know how it makes you feel.
I guess I'll go next. I feel like a pretty girl mindset definitely has to start with your mind, like all around. You have to love yourself, because when you love yourself, you establish boundaries. And when you establish boundaries, it's like, okay, showing that, you're not going to take anything, you're raising your standards, you're focusing on yourself. Me, I feel like when you establish boundaries, you're also establishing your own self-care. So we'll get a little bit deeper into that later on. But I just feel like, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you feel like, hey, like I'm that girl, and like Jamilah said, have a peace of mind, and I have my faith in God, and I really put my faith in God, and He is the one. If God of the universe is looking at me like I'm that girl, why am I about to walk around like I'm that girl? I'm that girl. So I just say, put your faith in God or whoever you may believe in, and love yourself and tell yourself, I'm that girl. I like to start my day with music. Like I'm playing some Flo Milli or something, get me in my boss mindset, and I'm keeping it going. That's
To agree with Jamilah and Amaya, having a pretty girl mindset is about the inside too. It's not just about the outside. I always say, especially when it comes to business, people always remember how you make them feel. So it's really important to remember that. And you cannot be an empty cup pouring into others. So it's important to pour into yourself as well. Just like what Jamilah was saying and Amaya was saying, pour into yourself. You got to turn on some Flo Milli, some Nicki, some Lotto, then do you, boo. Make sure your mind is right. Make sure your aura is right before you set the dates, to make sure that you pour into others positively. It's about the inside when it comes to a pretty girl mindset.
And I would say, piggybacking off of that, I think the way that you treat other people is a big reflection on what you think about yourself. So when I think about a pretty girl mindset, the girls who I find to be the most beautiful are the ones who seem like they are beautiful on the inside because of the way that they're treating other people. So not comparing yourself to other people, but genuinely showing love to them when you admire somebody or when you're inspired by somebody, showing them love, whether it be, girl, I love the way that your hair looks today, or your skin is glowing, I love your outfit, or this looks like you are really working hard towards your dream and I see you. Instead of comparing yourself to other people, I think that brings out an ugly side of somebody it can never be seen as beautiful. But when you genuinely support and care for other people and their growth and their success, it shows that you are beautiful on the inside, and that's a pretty girl mindset.
Also, could I add something?
Go ahead.
Also, being intentional with everything that you do and not wasting your time on things that do not serve you. Something I've really been learning recently, well, really I've been studying it all my life, would be watching to learn and not for entertainment. Meaning, I'm an actress, so I normally don't watch. Can you guys hear the notifications on my iPad? Y'all can't? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
My Instagram is like blowing up right now, and I'll turn it off once I'm talking. But yes, I watch different films that will help me in my career and things I can actually learn from, aside of, you know, just watching for entertainment and wasting my time. This is totally distracting me. But yes, being intentional with everything that you do, even the people that you surround yourself with, the people you're around, it really reflects on who you are as a person. So yes, that's just my little tip. Let me turn this notification thing off.
All right, and I do agree with everything everyone on the panel said, especially when they spoke about how you also have to know that you're beautiful on the inside and it's not just the outside thing. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, being a pretty girl or a baddie or to be the it girl, you just have to be pretty on the outside and have materialistic things, but it's not always that, because a lot of times when you really pay close attention, sometimes the people that you look at that you think, wow, they're so beautiful, they always do their makeup, they always have the latest designer bag and everything, are most times like unhappy because they feel like filling in the void with things of material will equate to what they need to have mentally and spiritually and on the inside, but that's not always the case. And just to further elaborate on that, for somebody who may not have a pretty girl mindset right now, how can they rewire their mind and kind of acquire that type of mindset? Because I know there are people out there who might think, oh, like they might think down on themselves. And you know, the saying goes, what you think of yourself is how other people will see you. So I just want you guys to kind of talk on how can you gain that pretty girl mindset and just a positive outlook on yourself that will radiate out to others.
Me personally, guys, I'm gonna be transparent. I just got out of a toxic relationship. So, and I just had a daughter like literally 2 months ago. So I'm literally trying to, you know, reframe everything, get myself back, get everything back in motion, and literally you have to take time to heal and to be accountable. You have to be accountable with yourself. You have to deal with your trauma and everything that you went through, understand what you went through, and take as much time as you need. Don't ever let somebody tell you like, oh, you need to heal in a certain amount of time or anything. No, honey, but this is your life, you're living. And then at the same time, you don't want to go out and damage others as well. So, you know, you want to focus on yourself, focus on your mind, do whatever, like we were saying. If you want to get dressed, get cute. I like to do my hair, my makeup, keep my nails, everything up, because that makes me feel like I'm beautiful. I know who I am and my faith in God. So you just have to focus on what makes you happy. I know people don't say like, oh, you should put others first, but put yourself first. You can be selfish when it comes to having a pretty girl mindset. Like, no. If you don't feel like answering your phone, don't answer your phone. Establish those boundaries.
I would definitely say, I know I keep saying recently, but that's because recently I've done like a whole 360 and just becoming the woman that I want to be. As you all can see, I just recently did the big chop, and my main reason for that was just really finding myself. I had got too comfortable, you know, just being in wigs and not really being my natural self. Don't get it twisted now. I still love my wigs. But yeah, taking time for yourself, relearning yourself, because as you get older, you may not like the same things that you like, that you used to like. Your old friend group may not be suiting for you now. Rechanging your friend group, rechanging your environment, and just constantly elevating and growing. It's never a bad thing. Get uncomfortable with being comfortable, if that makes sense, because you can't grow if you don't ever get uncomfortable. You know, when you're comfortable, you want to stay in the same position that you're in, and that's not always great.
That was a word. That quote, get comfortable being uncomfortable. I think it's by 𝙏𝙏𝙎𝙏, a really famous author. She's a great guy. She actually has a TED Talk on that entire topic. So I highly agree with that. And when it comes to any of the girls that are on the call that don't have a pretty girl mindset, or you struggling like, I don't know how to get there, Sometimes it comes down to your confidence and the people you surround yourself with. So when it comes to your confidence, it's really about what you think about you. You know, I was just saying a few minutes ago how you need to be a full cup in order to pour into others. And in order to have a full cup, you got to pour into yourself, sis. Think about, you know, what do I think about myself? You know, a lot of our self-confidence comes from what we think about ourselves and how we treat ourselves and how we view ourselves. So pinpoint all the great things about yourself. Oftentimes when we don't have self-confidence when it comes to not even being a woman in business, but a woman in general, it comes down to us pinpointing our insecurities and the things we don't like about ourselves. So pinpoint the things that you do like. If you like your hair today, girl, I did that with my hair. If you like how you pour into others, I love how I pour into others. I love how funny I am. I love how kind I am. I love how loving I am. Don't pinpoint, oh, I don't like this about myself. I need to change this. I don't like that about myself. I need to change this. Pinpoint the good. And when it comes to the people you surround yourself with, that can really impact you as well. If you notice yourself being around certain people and you were just working on your pretty girl mindset, and you get around those people like, ooh, I'm getting an ugly girl mindset. My vibe is all messed up. Think about the people you're around. That takes a really big part in your growth as a woman as well. So I would definitely say your confidence and the people you surround yourself with.
I would like to touch on how your mind is a muscle and how you should work on exercising it. And one of the ways that I like to do that is by affirmation. So I think that everything that we've been saying so far, it's like sometimes you can say these things, but you may not necessarily believe them the first time. But I think that over repetition, you will eventually begin to believe it. So I really love affirmations because it's literally you speaking life over yourself and you're building this muscle of self-love. And that's what the pretty girl mindset is all about. Like if you are exercising your mind, like if you exercise your body, you may not have abs on the first day, but 60, 90 days in, finally you'll start seeing some improvement in your body as your muscles begin to form. It's the same thing with your mind. If you are continuously feeding yourself these positive affirmations, then your mind will grow stronger and you will start to think better about yourself.